G'day and welcome back for more Mission Improbable. I've set up the event controllers so they are working properly with those refineries. I have refined a huge amount of the silver. In fact, I've refined all of the silver ore, and it's enough for, I think, 4 more clones. Let's check. And I've refined enough silver for 4 more clones, which is great. My refinery is now working through the cobalt. I'll get through that at some point. And then all of these flames will go off. I thought I'd do something a little bit different with the 2 of them. You might notice the ones on the left have smoke, the ones on the right don't. And I thought, yeah, dirty basic refineries, cleaner, proper refineries. Something like that. Just thought it would be nice to differentiate them with the effect as well as everything else that differentiates them. This area here, I will build some sort of control tower station for, but I'm thinking right now my goal should be to complete a few more of these acquisition contracts that I've just picked up, because I found some ones that were pretty easy for me to complete. As you can see, less than 5,000 steel plate needed for these 2 to complete, some explosives for another 500k, and then a few more thruster components for another 5.5 million. My thinking there is, I'm going to still need more money, even if I get the assembler, because I want to be able to buy more ships. Oh hey, one of the guys made it outside. There haven't been that many of them that have managed to get outside on this station for me before. Oh, and now she's going back inside. So what I'm aiming to do to begin with here is something that's a little bit odd, because I think it could be a bit fun. There were a few solutions for the connecting to the trade station that I felt like I should point out. One of them is just set up an event controller on your main base that detects when this connector is at ready to connect, and then just make it connect. It will then be connected the vast majority of the time. Every, I think it might be 15 minutes or so, the station will forcibly disconnect this, switching off that connector, and then for a short period of time, it then switches on, and it'll automatically reconnect. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. That'll be annoying if it's just disconnected me as I go to the trade window, because I'll have to wait for the automated system to come back on. Or I could do something that's a little bit more involved, and thus, to me, a little bit more fun, even though it's probably less practical. And so, you know, that's me. That's what I'm going to do. What this is going to involve is a small battery. I think I should be able to get away with a small battery. Ooh, maybe that's another idea. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how long a small batteries last. But I was thinking maybe I should put an engine on this too. And that way I can charge it. But I can probably put a little connector on it and have a way to siphon charge into this battery anyway. So we need a battery. We need an antenna, because we're going to put an action relay on this, and a button. And if I make this small enough, I should be able to carry this inside that station and put the button right next to the trade window, so that I can literally, as I'm about to trade, say, lock the connector. And it should then be locked. And the chances of it being in that weird unlock window are pretty low. This does not need to broadcast this far. It needs to broadcast about 200 meters. 800 watts. Okay, that's going to be interesting. Action relay. And a button. And because I like to have it easy to access, where I don't have to use remote access, let's put a little control panel on here. I'll see how long this battery's meant to last. 16 hours. Ooh. That's not quite long enough. That'll be like 4 episodes worth. So if we take that out to 12 episodes worth by doing this, and check that I can still pick this up. That looks good. Now how long does it say it's going to last? 2 days. Okay, yeah, that's ample. Great. So now I need an action relay on the base. Go over here, I guess. A lot of people did ask me about why I kept using such big event controllers. And honestly, the reason I use such big event controllers is because I kind of like to. Space is not a constraint for me in a base like this. Using the larger blocks allows me to build something bigger and still fill it out. Whereas if I were to build this all in small grid and attach it via a rotor to something, it just doesn't do as much. It just doesn't fill up as much space, so I actually prefer this. Alrighty, let's set things up. If this is set up correctly, I should be able to hit this button and that connector will connect. Hooray! It's working. So what I've done is I've got this button set up to trigger this action relay sending signal 10. I then have on my base, we remote into it, find the action relay. This action relay is set up to receive on channel 10, and its actions are to lock that connector. When you're looking at an action... Oh, why? Why did you knock over that button? How rude. I know you're now trapped out here until I let you in, but... So now, we can bring this inside. Probably push her inside too. Oh, wait, is this going to fit through the door? Oh dear. Can I make it too big? No, it's fine.
No energy.
Get inside. I need energy. Yeah, I know the thing's there. Move. 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 Let me go. This is fun. Now, obviously, I can't mag plate this down, but oh well. It might be just outside antenna range here. At 200 meters. Need to increase this to 202. So now I can complete these contracts. So I had this one for steel plate. Let's finish that. Make sure we're correct. There we go, another 700k. Let's get another 5 million done. And for explosives, another 500k. Very nice. And for thruster components, 5.5 million. Confirm. Just quickly check if there are any other high value contracts I can be bothered doing. Ooh, that's tempting. Sell some of my silver for 2.8 mil. Not that tempting though. I don't think I've got any... I'm not going to be making any platinum, so that was fine. That's a lot of gravity components. I do have enough thruster components to do this one, so I will. The reason I'm not worried about the thruster components is I fully expect to use a hydrogen-powered spaceship, so it'll be fine. Let's finish that contract too. And with that done, I now have 100 million. Yep. Yeah, we're rich now. Quickly check. Can I sell you some magnesium? Yes, I can. Go. 104 million. I'm happy with that. With that done, let's have a think about some cloning stuff. This clone has a couple of spaghetti in it, and it has a time remaining of 5 hours, nearly 6 hours, so that's plenty. I don't have any ice to grow another clone, so maybe I should go grab some ice, grow another clone, because there's that worry, a little worry in my head that if I die, that's fine, I've got one clone, but then I need to be super duper duper careful while I'm collecting the resources to grow the next one and waiting for the next one to grow. Which is fine, because I haven't died yet, and we've been going for a fair while. But you just never know if things are going to be... if I'm going to have a bad run of things. Let's go grab some ice. I've been thinking on this miner and how I can upgrade it. And I probably need to start with a fresh build. Trying to upgrade this one and ruining its ability to do anything in the interim seems like a bad idea. So I might build something from scratch or buy a second one of these miners if I can afford to when I go to the station on the other side. Which is what I'm going to do straight after I get this ice. Alright, ice delivered. Let's see how much I can get into these vats. It's annoying that I have to hop into the vats to get the ice. Okay, I've got to fill this up and keep it going while our corona is growing over the next 3 minutes. I probably just put too much gravel in there. Now what happens if I put ice in one of these other ones? Will it hold on to it and just keep it there? Because I kind of just want to keep the ice in the vats for now. Alright, while that's growing, let's have a look at the event controller setups that I can do for the clone vats. Which I might just put in on this wall. Because I'm struggling to fill out this space, honestly. I had intended to do all sorts of stuff in here, and so much of it just hasn't happened. So let's at least do something. Just a minute left till it's grown. Got some labels done. Now I'm going to actually just set these up. So, clone stable. Lab vat 1. Add blocks. Set of actions. So we are going to, when it's healthy, set color to 242, 142, 255. That's the healthy color. And for unhealthy is my bronze color. Salmon, the game is calling it. Okay, now I'm going to do that for every single vat. This might take a moment. But I have another clone. And the food that's in here, the 7 ramen packs, apparently lasts 25.5 hours. Cool. It's a pity that grew before I managed to get the event controller working. That's unfortunate. Okay, in theory, I've now got them all set up. I'll just fix this one manually. So let's try and grow one of these other clones, and I'll see if it actually works. This one can live off burritos. While that's growing, I'm going to do a little bit of interior decoration. And since this is going pretty much to be a lab, I'm going to use mainly lab stuff. Now, since I've changed the trading connector stuff a little bit, I'm going to do this and get rid of this one. Get rid of this light. And I'll probably get rid of this button. But the reason I wanted to do that was, while in here, I want to put in a refill station. Because it would be nice to have one. And to have it at ground height. Because I often do come in here when I'm anticipating filling up on power.
Meteor storm inbound.
Because I can also fill up on health in here. Now, how's this looking? Huh. Chamber is stable. Chamber has food. The event controller has not worked. I wonder if that's just not working with the mod right now. But I have 3 clones. I've grown 3 clones. I've now got to feed them, which is concerning. But I have 3. Yay. That's safety. Just to make this room feel a bit more complete. I wanted something to back up against those benches. I think the automaton blocks are the right ones. Yeah. This is like a little computer lab. Tempted to put partitions in. I'll see how they look. I think that'd only work if I had doors. How this is like an actual separate room, but I think I'll leave it open for now. Need something in that corner, but the room's starting to fill. The clone vats are starting to fill, which is very nice. So I'm happy. Now, how am I going to get this new ship that I'm buying? Do I fly there in one of my existing ships, which keeps me safe from any storm, but also means I then have to come back with 3 ships, because I've got the Dragonfly, the new ship, and the ship I've flown there in? Or do I just load up on bottles, load up on food, and try to fly there and hope I don't run into any horrible weather like hailstorms? It's a long way to fly in your suit. That's a long distance to have to pay attention the whole time so that I don't splat into the ground. Because the only way you can fly that far with your suit is to turn off dampeners and keep pushing yourself upwards enough that you fly around. So I think I'm going to fly in one of my ships, which unfortunately means I'm going to end up being over there with 3 ships. The new one I buy, the one that I've taken myself there in, and the Dragonfly. So I'm hopeful that I can fly back with all 3. I'm not especially believing that that's going to happen, but I figure I'll give it a go. I'm going to take this hauler rather than my mining ship, because if I have to leave it behind, I'd rather not leave my mining ship behind, because that'd be annoying. Auto. Thrusters on. Undock. Check that I'm not carrying a whole bunch of excess nonsense. Nope. I've got an oxygen tank in the cockpit. Cockpit's full at the moment. So all we need now is reverse thruster group. Ready, let's roll. Or not roll. Hopefully less roll. So much safer doing this way. What is that? Oh, that's the hydrogen tank that I left to collect at a later stage and never had a reason to come back to. It's still there. Uh-oh. Didn't I leave the Dragonfly here? It appears to be gone. That's not good. That sucks. Well, at least we don't have to come back with 3 ships, it's just 2. Alright, shop. Show me your vehicles. No! Oh. Oh. Large grid miner. It doesn't have the ships I wanted. Oh, that's not good. Well, now I just have to wait another 7.5 minutes for this to refresh and see if I get this ship that I want. I kind of forgot that this was going to be an issue, which is a pity. I'm not sure if I want to buy the Buddy miner again. I'm tempted to, because this is the miner that I've currently got, And I was tempted to buy a second one so I could upgrade the second one while still having one that's functional. I'm not sure if that's a better idea than going, say, for the sapper and trying to upgrade it, but I think it probably is. I really don't think having a... I'm really not sure that a large grid miner is my best plan. It feels like it'll use up a lot of power and a lot of hydrogen to do that. And also be much more likely to crash and smash stuff flying it from first person. I do like the idea of having something this big though, because that would be a lot of magnesium brought home in each load. It's possible I went to the wrong station, but I don't think I did. So I swear it was the station where I found the miners that was the same station that had the ship that might have an assembler. This one I'm pretty sure doesn't have an assembler because it says it's got a survival kit and it's only 16 million. I swear the one that was what I was looking for was a lot more expensive than that. I'll give it one more reset and then otherwise we're gonna have to come up with a different plan. Come on, give me something good. Give me something good. 4 seconds till the restock. Come on. Give me what I'm after. Refresh. No. Disappointment. I'm going to fly to the other station and see if it has any better chance, because I'm out of other ideas on how to get an assembler right now. I'm thinking maybe my approach... Oh, wait, I should buy food before I leave. Thinking maybe my approach is go to space? Start doing some space-based contracts and maybe that'll help me stumble upon an assembler, because there's more chance of that sort of stuff in the wrecks that are in space. How am I going for fuel? Oh, I should probably fill up. Alright. Tank is full. Let's roll. Oh, I'm really sad. I'm really sad about this. That was genuinely what I thought I would be doing now. I thought I would be going to make an assembler and do something with it, but I can't. I'm gonna go see if Fraser Station has it, and if I was misremembering which station had the fancy ship. Because maybe I did misremember, and maybe it was down to that one had the mining ships, but Fraser Station has the other one. I just don't think that was true. But I gotta check. Oh. The Dragonfly's here. Did I get the stations completely mixed up? I thought Fraser Station was the one that was near where my original home was. Huh. Alright, inside we go. Let's find out. Yeah, it is the one near my original home, because I'm so confused. Did I just wait at that station for all that time for no reason whatsoever? Yes, I did. Yes. Ah. The Horizon Forge, it's only 20 million? I've got so much more money than I need. The Horizon Forge is an atmospheric construction vessel for building settlements and outposts. It can refine... Hey, why'd you go away? Ores and fabricate components on site, which means it probably has an assembler. Yeah, I definitely remembered these differently. I remembered the expensive one being 80 and the cheaper one being 40, not the expensive one being 40 and the cheaper one being 20. All frame C. All frame J, that's the jump drive one. Okay, so let's buy this Horizon Forge and see what it has. Man, I wasted so much time just then. Oh wait, buy food. No, there's a flatbread. Woo! Where's my new ship? There it is. There it is. Where do we go to? Down the bottom. And that's the assembler, right there. I have unlocked assemblers. I might land this thing before I go and mess with that stuff. What does this do? Doors closed. Huh. Oh. Oh dear. This doesn't have any cameras. Glad I'm in a safe zone? This landing might get rough. Does this even have a connector? I don't think this even has a connector. Crunch. Dampeners off. Okay. We're resting on the ground at a jaunty angle. That's probably fine. Let's see what else this thing has. So we've got the assembler as we saw. We've got some basic refineries, batteries. Just seeing if anything jumps out that's different to what I've already unlocked. Other than the assembler. Gravity generator. And it's also got a survival kit. That's about it. Alright. Action. Edit. Assembler is gone. There's really not much left that I'm missing. Basic assembler, which honestly I don't care about now that I've got the proper one. So I might just remove that because I'm not going to use one. That leaves me with algae farms, rotors, medical room, grinder, welder, and upgrade modules. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Now, how can I re-equip this thing so that I can take my other ships home with it? It's got 2 landing gear in there. It's clearly kind of meant to land the way that I did. Although you are landing on your oxygen tank, which is kind of scary. Got a reactor on there. There's no connector though that I can see, and I didn't notice one in the thing, so I would have to, I suppose, build maybe where this parabolic antenna is and put cameras in. I need a down camera at the very least so that I don't crash. I need to bring these 2 home. I don't care about this tank. I might just leave it there. I do want to bring this home though. Just because I made it in this series, I want to keep it. Let's hop back inside and see what else is there. Okay, restocking in just 10 seconds. I don't think there's a reason for me to buy another one of that same ship. Okay, refresh. Bulk freighter. But that's probably my expensive ship that I looked at. I was hoping that maybe something would have upgrade modules on it, but it doesn't look like it. All right, that's fine. I think we're happy. I think I'm happy with what I've got. Why can you? I can push Capac. Why can't I push you? I'm going to attempt to land this safely up on that hill outside the safe zone and then lock the other ships to it and fly home. Oh boy. How much am I going to break in doing this? Flying large grid in first person only is tricky. I think I'm outside the safe zone? Oh yeah, definitely outside the safe zone. Flew further than I thought. Let's try and gently smash hard into the ground. Oof. Okay, there we go. Collided with ground. Oh, okay, that's bad. Too much tilt. Too much tilt. Oh man, forward thrust is a lot more powerful than the reverse thrust. Yeah, that's good enough. This is so bad. Oh, I'm tilted too far forward, that's the problem. Oh, don't shoot me, gun. And cameras off. Okay, 1 ship is connected. Thrusters off. Stop targeting meteors. Let's get the second one. Yeah. You're coming home. Only took me weeks. Who knows? There's a very real risk with the way that I'm connecting these to the big ship that it will drift down slightly during this flight. It's not going to be a big problem because I should be actively controlling it the whole time, but it's something to keep in mind when transferring vehicles like this. With a connector, it shouldn't be an issue as much, but without the connector, it is genuinely a significant issue. I wonder if I can land here with the wings. Would it fit? Oh, this is trippy to control from this angle. But I think we're going to get there. Ready to lock. Thrusters off. Oh, that thruster's going to be a problem. Let's turn you off. Is that one going to be a problem? Probably not, but just in case. I don't need down thrusters anyway. They're a waste of power. That's what gravity's for. Sweet. I'm loaded. Let's roll. The lesson I've learned from this little adventure is when you see something you want and it costs a lot of money, write it down. So that's really... Oh, I don't like the sparking. Because that's really helpful. Why so much sparking? I'm really worried that's going to smash everything apart right above my head. Yeah, it's not going to like me, is it? Let's try this instead. See if I can lock it onto me. Yes, I can. There we go. Oh, and it sits quite nicely in there, actually. Not too shabby. Sweet. Alright, let's go inside. At least now, I'm not going to see the sparks if they happen. So I can be blissfully unaware. Alright, let's turn off these extra GPSs I've got because they're confusing me. Which direction is it? Behind me, 80 kilometers. Fuel's at 98%. Reverse thrusters in a group. And away we go. This is not the position to have a bridge when you're stuck with first person only. Obviously I can do things like setting up this to be controlled, then go to the turret. And I can see a lot more now. Like I can see that the dragonfly is safe. But it's still not quite enough. Not quite as much as I would like to be able to see. Closing in on home. I may try and build a landing camera before I actually land this time. Since I've got access to all my stuff now. Admittedly, before I did have access to, you know, an assembler, but I would have to mine stuff. Didn't want to bother with that. Just wanted to get home. Okay, coming down safely, I hope. I can't see my base. I kind of want to be able to see my base and then move. There it is. There it is. Now I know I'm not going to run into it. Still aggressively refining all of that cobalt. Hearing the drums from the deep. Something's clanging and I'm not sure what. Now this ship, I'm not sure how useful it's going to be for me. As a ship. It was bought entirely to gain access to the assembler as a technology. Because I am still doing that whole grind to learn style of things. And I needed it. Having an assembler now means I can build whatever parts I need, because I've also got a refinery. I need to turn the thrusters on. I need to turn the dampeners on. Then I need to disconnect that. Get that out of the way. So that's one ship off. But yeah, with an assembler, I can build a little assembler thing on my refinery pipe network shenanigans. And then it's all about trying to prep for fighting the factorum. Because they're my target. They've been my target all along. I just kind of happily let myself get distracted along the way. Because that's the fun bit for me. What is clanging? You? Huh. Weird. Wonder why those are unhappy. Dragonfly, I don't know where I'm going to park you. I think I'm going to have to build a new landing pad for you. Let's turn you back on. Pity I don't have grinders. There was a suggestion to put a landing pad here, and I kind of like it. So that might end up being where this ends up going. You're offloaded. Now, camera for parking. Ugh, this thing is not set up for first-person flying. I have an idea. Should get some hydrogen so I don't die. So my idea for getting a camera on this that might be in a useful location is to build a little floor here. Just means I've got to land on it, but I place floor, and floor. In fact, I could even do this probably a little better. Go like that. Then we get a camera. Put a top-mounted camera right there. That should give me a decent enough view of where I'm going to land. I hope. Oh yeah? Not too shabby. Not too bad at all. Yeah, this is really not that bad at all. Can't really tell where the outside of the ship is, though, which is not ideal. And we're there. Landed. Woo. So standing somewhere where I can look at the ship from the outside without burning all of my hydrogen. I'm not convinced this is a very good future combat ship. Largely because the factorum sites are all off-planet. They're all in space. So atmospheric thrusters are a complete waste. And this is mostly Atmo. Which means, unless I decide to turn this into a mining ship or a hauler for a mini mining ship, which I really don't want to do, I can't think of a reason to keep this ship intact. I can't think of a reason to aggressively grind it down either. So it's probably just going to sit there mostly getting ignored, having been purchased specifically for buying an assembler, and then I'm like, oh, I don't know what else to do with it. Like, I could try and sell it back using the services terminal and see how much I get for it. I guess? Why don't we give that a try? I think this place will buy stuff. Salvage services. Horizon Forge. Generate salvage quote. 2.7 million? Oh, you're not worth selling. No. No, you are not worth selling. I would get more money from grinding you down and selling your gravity components, I think. Which is, as I understand it, how it's supposed to be. That it's meant to be not a great idea to do salvage selling. And instead, better to break things down, put that effort in, and then selling those components. I'm sure there are plenty of people who would like to see better rewards for salvage, so that the difference wasn't quite so stark, but I get the impression the difference is intentional. I'm going to turn this off. Oh wait, no, that's a bad idea. Need to be able to get in and out through the doors. Alright, since I can't sell it easily, and I am going to have to break down huge parts of it, I might try and refit this thing. It's got a big hydrogen thruster, so it's got some speed, and having to weld up one of those by hand, I'm glad to not have to do it. But I will have to lose all of the Atmo thrusters, because they are just dead weight. I'll lose the gravity gen, because it's dead weight in combat too. And I guess we could slowly start turning this into my first vehicle to maybe go into combat with. I could perhaps, as we adjust it, see what I can do to improve the visibility from the control seat, or at least have a camera that has an improved visibility for it, because I need probably 2 positions on this. One high and rear, and one low and rear, so that I can see what I'm going to hit when I come in for landing, and also high and rear so I can see what's going on with the turrets and shooting the enemies and that sort of stuff. But I guess it's not too bad for this to be my first combat ship. I've already paid for it, it's already functional, it's got a decent interior. I think it'll work. Fitting all the extra hydrogen thrusters to it will be interesting, and reshaping it will be interesting, so yeah, we'll go with this. Why not? I'd have to reshape any other ship I bought anyway. And if this one doesn't go well, then I'll just buy a different model and see if refitting one of those is better. But with an assembler, I can do that now! Let's go check on my clones. And all 3 of them seem to be okay. They've got food. They're healthy. Excellent. That's all the Mission Improbable I've got time for today, but I'll be back with some more very soon, and also back with some Space Engineers 2 very soon too. So I will see you then. It's all home. Everything's here. Now I've just got to make it look nice.